Welcome back to today's Connection Point. Today we're in Matthew chapter 24, verses 32 through 51, and we're talking about being ready and prepared. And so we're going to use this illustration, and the illustration actually is pretty close to the one that Jesus uses. And the illustration here is of a blooming plant. This is a dogwood branch from our front yard. I know not everyone in the country can go out to the front yard and get one right now because of the season and where you live. But don't be jealous. This is what we have available to us. And so if you have something that you might think is available to you or a picture from the internet, that would be good too. But we're going to ask this question to our kids. We're going to say, when our trees start to look like this, what season does that point to? Does it point to the fall or to the winter? No, it actually is pointing. It's a clear picture that summer is just around the corner. In fact, that's what Jesus says. Jesus says, look at the fig tree. When the fig tree starts to blossom and bloom, it's a clear picture and a sign to us that summer is just around the corner. And he says, it's like all of the things that I've been telling you. Jesus says, all of the things that I've been telling you during the tribulation period, the wars and rumors of wars and earthquakes and the sun being blotted out and the stars falling out. These are all signs that lead to an event. And that event is Jesus' second coming and establishing his kingdom. And so what he's saying is that these are all going to point to a general time when it's going to happen, but no one will know the specific time of Jesus' second coming. He says the only person who will know that is God the Father. Many people will be taken by surprise. They'll be like in the days of Noah when they were marrying and going through life like normal, drinking and partying and just doing life like normal. And then it started to rain and the door closed on the ark and judgment came and they were taken by surprise. It would be like two men who are in a field who are doing work, and one is snatched away and the other one is left there. And I know many people point to that as a picture of the rapture, but I believe it's pointing to judgment, one being snatched away in judgment and one being left in the kingdom. And Jesus says to his Jewish audience, he says, the people going through that time in the tribulation need to be ready and prepared, like a man who knows that a thief is coming to his house, and he knows when he's coming, and he's not going to go to sleep, he's not going to hang out and be nonchalant, he's going to be ready, he's going to be prepared, and that thief is not getting in, he's ready. He should be like a faithful servant who the master puts over his job, and when the master returns, he's found faithful, doing exactly what he wants. Not like an unfaithful servant who says, the master will come back whenever, and I can live my life and do whatever I want. And then when the master comes and surprises him, he's seen as unfaithful and is punished. And the picture here is, for these people, is to be ready for the second coming. And you see, although we're not necessarily the audience in this portion of scripture, we're told to be ready as well. And there are some clear signs of an event for us as well. You see, Paul talks about the signs that will lead to the rapture. And those signs aren't necessarily earthquakes and natural disasters. They're more of a moral decay. And we see it in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1 through 5. And there's a whole list of things, but some of the things on the list are being a lover of money, being without self-control, being reckless, being a lover of pleasure and conceited. And what Paul says is these things are going to ramp up until the church will be taken away. And we should be ready. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 5 and 6, Paul says it this way: for you are all sons of light and sons of the day. We do not belong to the night or the darkness. So then we must not sleep like the rest, but we must stay awake and be serious and be ready. See, the church, as we look towards the time when we'll be united with Christ, we'll spend eternity with him, as we look and we see the signs of the moral decay around us, it should draw us in not to be lackadaisical and to live our life however we want. It should draw us in to be very serious and to be very serious about our obedience. It's like when someone comes to visit, maybe from away, or maybe your parents or someone comes and you want to clean the house and you want to repair things and you want to get things just right so that when they come, it will be just the way you want it. It's very similar. We want to be ready for when we're united. We want to be seen as a faithful servant. We don't want to be taken by surprise. And so what we should be doing today is, as we see the signs of our world and we know that the rapture is closer and closer and closer, it should not cause us to kind of just sit on our hands and do things like normal. It should cause us to lean in obedience and walk closer to Jesus. So that's our lesson for today. I hope that was helpful to you. I will see you tomorrow.